Okay, hi Ratura. This is our tape. Going to show you some of the things that you can try doing with Maximilian to kind of help get the flow of his life energy that will then stimulate his nervous system and his brain and central nervous system, blood flow and all of that to balance. Because, brain's got a neocortex that has two parts to it, right? Right and left side. And as you know, they're saying that he's not getting his left side fed. So we want to get the energy, first of all, to flow to the left side. And then we want to get that. That will then pick up the flow of, okay, life's going by, that's the train. That will pick up the electrical current, so the neural system should start to function and carry the blood to that area, so it should turn on. So what I'm going to show you tonight is, one, a craniosacral technique that's really good to get that happening, and two, I'm just going to show you a little bit of Reiki stuff that you can do with the company of other people who are there sitting around the waiting room. Sending lots of love to Maximilian already. So it's going to work really good. And we're going to use Shelia. This is Shelia. Shelia is going to help us out. She's going to be the head. And when we do the Reiki, she's going to show how we can position ourselves around the imaginary body at that point. So, to start with, I'm using this chair. See, this is a chair here, and I'm just trying to show you how you can use the hospital bed. So we're letting the back of this chair represent the metal headboard that's around. It's like a low headboard around the hospital bed, and then so it would be like this, and then the bed would come out, and then Max's head would be right here, and then his body. Okay, so that you can get to his head, so that you know. Around the back of the metal headboard, there's going to be a metal platform behind the bed. So you can just step around onto the metal platform. You can even stand up on the metal platform, and then that's going to allow you to be like, well, just pretend I'm standing, because really I'm kneeling, but so that you can get the gist of this. The bed would probably be about here, but then that makes my arms too long, so I got to stand up and pretend I'm doing it. So you'll be able to stand there and then reach your arms over the top of the headboard and just reach up underneath his head, okay? And then at that point, you'll want to place your hands like this, right underneath the back of his head in the occipital area. So I'm usually to show you that. It's like really loud. We're all scrunched up. So, let's get up on. Okay, maybe no. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. All right. So she turns her head this way. That way a little bit. There you go. See where her hair is coming down right here. That's where her occipital range is at right here. So your hands would be just kind of cradling his head, and then of course you're reaching underneath there, and then his head is just laying back. All his weight is just laying in your heads. So your hands rather. So he's laying back in the bed like so. You're reaching over the bed, and you just have his head cradled like this. And of course he'll be laying down, so it's just cradled like that. And so you'll start out just holding your hands in that cradle position for a while, just like that. And while you're doing that, what you want to do is just sort of get in touch with your divine energy that's running through the center of your spine. So to do that, you're going to use breath, intention, and focus. So you just want to slow your breath down, nice and slow and relaxed, and breathe in through your nose. Hold for a moment, and then exhale through your mouth, making the ha sound. Okay, so while you're breathing like that, the idea is that you're visualizing light coming up through the center of your spine. Just white light coming up through the center of your spine, all the way up to your heart as you breathe in. So the white light comes in as you breathe in, and when it gets to your heart, you see that white light just taking on shades of green into emerald green. And that's the frequency for love and most of all balance and order. So your heart is the center for balance and order. So as you bring your focus to it, you're actually triggering the neurons in your heart to produce frequencies of balance and order. So you're doing that as you breathe in. And then as you hold your breath for a moment, all you're doing is just paying attention to that, just really focusing on that area, triggering those neuron frequencies of balance and order. Then, as you breathe out, your intention and focus of your visualization is this green light going from your heart out through your chest, down through your shoulders, through your arms, and out through your hands, ergo, into his head. So as you're sending that green light, you're sending frequencies of balance and order into this area with loving intention. Now, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you keep your focus just on that, with the intention of healing, the intention of love. You don't want to have any doubts. You don't want to be seeing any kind of catastrophic stuff. If you're seeing that stuff, then take your hands off. But because you're going to be conveying exactly what you're focusing on, that's what's going to do it. And you have the power to do that. Everyone does. So you start there, and you just hold it there for a few minutes. Maybe breathe in and out slowly. Well, maybe about 6 times, just holding that position. And here's kind of an idea of that breathing, so you get the rate. So it would be like, or something close to that. You don't want to strain. So if that's too long for you, that's okay. You know, if you're doing it a little bit shorter, that's okay. You want it to be relaxed. No tension. No tension, the energy flows. The more relaxed you are, the more easier the energy flows. You have tension in your body, that constriction can stop the flow of energy or affect the flow of energy. So nice, relaxed. Just standing there, your hands coming over the headboard and the cradle, breathing in white light from the base of your spine to your heart, visualizing that white light turning shades of green into emerald green, holding for a moment, just clarifying that vision, and then exhaling and sending that emerald green frequency of balance and order out through your chest, shoulders, arms, hands, and into the head with a count of 6. Once you've done that, you should be pretty relaxed and pretty open to what you're sending. So at that point, you just want to bring your hands over the sides of his temples. You can do this, you can do this, whatever is comfortable. So you turn your head forward. So, standing again behind the headboard, and he's laying down, and you're just holding the temples. Now this right here, this is the real brain balancing work right here. This is the tip-top cranial sacral technique that makes it work. It puts people to sleep really easy, but that's okay, because that's when the healing is happening. You know they're going into deep healing. So you're doing the same thing. You're doing that same breath technique, breathing light in from the root of your spine to the center of your chest, seeing that light turn emerald green as you hold, and then directing those frequencies out through your chest, shoulders, arms, and down into the hands. Okay? When you're on a bed, more likely your arms will be straighter because you'll be reaching down like that, which means the energy can run unimpeded. Right? So that's good. But if you're not straight, it doesn't matter. The energy will still get there because it has its own intelligence, so it'll get there. So you've got the temples, and basically all you're doing is as you breathe in, you're bringing that energy into to stimulate the frequencies of order and balance in your heart. And as you send it out, this time you're just going to send it out one side. Say, for example, I'll send it out my right hand, and I'm going to collect it with my left hand. So this hand, I'm holding with the intention of sort of like being a vacuum. Now, I'm not using any tension in my hand to like pull at all. It's just intention, just intention. I'm just imagining my hand is actually collecting energy over here. The same thing here. I'm not pushing at all, completely relaxed. It's intention. The flow is coming from the heart, going down my arms and into